why don't I try and learn to get After Effects again and try to recreate an old edit of mine? Hello everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Kaylee and today I decided to do something a little bit different. I'm going to take you first on a little journey of mine. When I was about 12 years old, I was introduced to video editing on Instagram. My friend loved video editing, and at that time, I was a really big fan of the Maze Runner. I started getting into the fandom a little bit more. I think by that time, the Death Cure had just come out, and I just loved the edits that were being put out. It was so creative, it was so cool. The transitions absolutely blew me away, and after that I was like, I want to edit, this looks so much fun. My friend, she told me, she was like, you know what, you can try using VideoStar first, because I didn't have a laptop at that time. I just had my phone, so I was like, I'm gonna get VideoStar. And what I tried doing was the free version first, which if you don't know VideoStar, you can't do any transitions with the free version. So I think my very first edit, if I can even find it, was just chopped up clips of the movies and then little effects like rainbow and random stuff like that. So that was my very first edit. It was horrid. And then after that, I finally caved into getting the paid version, which wasn't even that expensive. I don't remember. It was just a couple dollars, and I could finally make transitions and it seemed to be going better. Issue was, I had no idea how the graphs worked. All my edits still looked horrible, and they were very choppy still, with very slow spins, very horrible zoom in, zoom outs, anything you could name. Disgusting. I think after a while, I started learning to make my own graphs, and then after that, that's when my edits started looking a little more decent. By the time I started making my own graphs, I think it had already been a year or two into me editing, and that's when my edits started looking a little better. Once the pandemic hit, I completely went into it. I was home 24/7, didn't have much to do with my time, so I was like, might as well just start editing. And then I think by that time the pandemic hit, I had kind of shifted out of the Maze Runner, because since the last movie came out, there wasn't really any new content to gain, and the fandom had started to kind of die off. I switched into what many people were into, which was Riverdale, and I was a big fan. I started editing them. I made it into some groups here and there. I made it into some collabs, but it was still not the best. Once that started happening, I got a laptop for high school. Why don't I try going into After Effects? Not that VideoStar editors aren't great. I found so many VideoStar editors, even CapCut editors, that are so much better than I could have ever done. But I really wanted to try After Effects just to see how it was. So I was like, let me try it out. Horrible start. I think I did horribly at first, but what really helped was that when I learned using graphs, I was able to pick up on After Effects super fast. I was able to learn and get into it really quickly, and then from there it was just building up my skills on After Effects. I had slowly dwindled out of the Riverdale phase, and then I moved into my third and final phase, which was Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and it's still one of my favorite shows to this day. I didn't really see many edits of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, to be honest. I had a few saved, I think, on my other account, so I was like, why don't I just try editing Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Started making edits on After Effects for Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and that Instagram account was a huge success compared to the other two. It got up to 4,000, I believe. I loved the editing. I loved editing them. I just felt like that was my peak in editing. That Brooklyn Nine-Nine account, I was on there the shortest amount of time, but it was the best time I had at the same time. And then once I stopped doing that, it was because the show had just ended. So at that point, a lot of people, once again, just like Maze Runner, had left that fandom, and there wasn't really a lot people were doing anymore. So I was like, okay, I think this is my time to retire from editing. So I left. And after that, I never touched the software again. In the last few months, I kind of wiped the memory of me being an editor in general. It's kind of something that I keep as just a secret life that I had in the past. I kind of started reminiscing about it again, and I was like, I really miss video editing. I really miss editing on After Effects, and I just really miss that feeling and really miss doing that. So I was like, why don't I try and learn to get After Effects again and try to recreate an old edit of mine? And I think it bodes well for something to show you guys, because it was just a little part of my life that I kind of forgot, and it'd be fun wanted to share with all of you. So I think today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and recreate one of my old edits. That same friend who I crocheted Nikki for wanted me to make some edits for her, and I've been telling her for like the last year, I'm like, I'm gonna get on it, don't worry, like I'm gonna make an edit for you. We're gonna make an edit for her. To be honest, I don't remember how I did it, but I just thought you guys can all be there while I try and figure it out, and hopefully the final product will look just the same as the one I made over 4 years ago. Alright, so this is my editing account. It is called V Peraltiago. These are all of my edits. I only have 87 of them, which kind of surprised me because I thought I had way more. I had some edits in mind that I wanted to recreate. So the very first one that I'm really leaning towards, and maybe the one that I'm actually going to choose, is this one right here. So this one was to the song Always Forever. Can't play it due to copyright. Square is really good. Looks not horrible either, so probably will do that one. Other contesters, let's see. This one's really cool, low-key. Could do this one as well. This one would be really cute to do for like a dual edit. I think this is just a much simpler edit compared to other ones. I feel like I could remake this very easily. Am I being a little too pretentious? Maybe. I think I'm going to do the one to Always Forever, so this one here. I think it's not horrible to recreate. It's creative enough where I can play around with things, and maybe I could make it even better, question mark. What I'm gonna get started off camera is I'm going to get all the materials that I think I need, and materials I mean all the overlays, and relook at some tutorials as well, and then we're gonna get started with everything. Alright, so I finally got all the clips in. I don't know if they're good clips. I feel like these are kind of old, but I tried my best, and they're not the greatest quality, but I'm gonna finally put this into After Effects and get it started, so I'm so nervous. I literally haven't touched After Effects in so long. Okay, so let's open it. If this crashes on me, I will cry. This one, and then now we are just going to start. Oh, I haven't done this in so long. First thing I want to do is the intro. I feel 15 again. I feel 15. Oh my gosh. I'm probably being very dramatic, but I feel so like rusty right now with everything. I hope it gets better as time goes on. My biggest fear is that this won't export correctly, because if it doesn't, I will cry. I think the first thing I have to do is actually I have to pre-compose it. I forgot how to do this. Okay, I think I need to... Okay, there you go. Got it. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, I just wanna... Okay, there you go. And then... Why did it... Oh, it's because this is here. Oh, that's why. Okay, I've done that many times before. Okay, this isn't looking bad. Wait, okay guys, it's looking good. And then, so I have borders here, so it looks good right now, but pre-compose that. And then that's my intro. We have to start doing the actual transition. So there's a very specific one in Sapphire. This one. This is where you do everything. So I'm going to start here for now. So Zetas is the one for, so this is where I do the transition. So Zetas here. And then at the very end, keyframe assistant E, easy ease. And then we're gonna go into a little bit. Okay. So this is where things get serious. So I need to do an acceleration graph, but I want it to like kind of fade in a little bit. This line makes it like a very even zoom like that, but I want it to kind of pop out and then zoom out. So I'm going to drag this down a little bit, and then you see it kind of goes forward. Yeah. And I'm gonna actually move this a little more up because I think it transitions a little too fast. Okay, perfect. We got the first transition down. I think it looks pretty good. What more can I say? I feel like it looks kind of bland because like there's no borders or coloring or anything. Okay, so the next few clips, I think what's important to do is to put all the overlays and everything together. So you can see in all of these clips there are things, there's like these pictures, that means I have to mask every single one of these, and all I have to do is I have to mask this. So I'm gonna use this tool here, which is a pen tool, and I'm gonna go all around and mask his face, which is gonna be a tedious process. So I guess you guys can just have the time lapse of me doing this, and I will be back once I finish masking his entire head. We're done with this one. I just need to go here, and then there you go. And now we got both Nikki's over here. So I'm going to just feather it again. Can I press F for feathering? Oh, I can't. So last thing I want to do is I want to add a white layer. So I'm going to make a solid layer. I'm going to make it white, and I'm going to do that twice. So perfecto. I'm going to have to mask both of these. So I'll be back once I mask and put all these together, and we'll see how far I get from there. Alright, so it's been some time now. I've done some of the transitions. Let me just, so far I have done, I can show you what I have. So I did that one, and then I made some of the overlays basically, or I like did some of the overlays, and then some of the more simple transitions as well. One of the ones that I remember being the hardest is the cube transition. So that's the one where you see Jake come up. So I think it's around this one here where the cube comes up and then it flips. So I have to make the cube, and how I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna make some new compositions. So I'm gonna make this composition. I didn't want to make it a complete square, so I'm gonna make it like 1200. So it's like that. And then for the sides, I'm gonna make another new composition, and I'm gonna make it very thin. So I'm gonna make it like 300. So this is just where the sides are, so I can just put a solid. So I just want to do that and then pre-compose and then make two of them. And then for this composition, I just want to use a photo. So you can see here, it just like kind of comes in as that comes in. So I'm gonna turn all of this off just to make it easier for me to keep track of everything. So now we have all the parts, and what we have to do is we're gonna have to put this in, we're gonna turn on snapping, and we have to put this in another, which I don't remember. Custom view one. Perfect. Okay, that's what it was. Right, so we can clearly see. I want to move this here, and then what I want to do here is we have to rotate this 90 degrees. And with snapping, it's really because you can just snap these on top. It's okay if it's not perfect. And then I think once we do that, I think that's fine. And then what we can do afterwards, I literally cannot remember how to do any of this. So we're gonna add the no object layer, and then we are going to, oh my gosh. So then now I can move all of it. And when I make it 3D as well, I can orient it this way or this way. And then because we're rotating it upside down, I think I have to make this one, nope, I have to make, where is it? I need to make it rotate 180 degrees. And there you go. It turns out just how I wanted it. And then we're gonna keyframe assistant that, and then that's just gonna be just the decelerating graph here. I low-key want to finish this tonight, but it's already 12 a.m. almost, and I'm not sure. I see what I also did. So what I did is I did like a bounce. I had it to the side here first. I'm gonna have it this side a little bit, and then when it goes here, it will flip to the other side. So we can see that with this transition, it's still a little bit like choppy in a way. So the only other thing we want to do now, so I'm gonna put all these nulls into one composition just so it's easier to work with. And then I want to add first a bounce. So I believe it's like the warping is one of the warps. It's one of the weird warps. And it would be squeeze. I think I would just literally like just eyeball it, because you can't really like, maybe you can make a good one, but I just go like positive, negative, and then I ease it in, and then it should just make a little bounce. Yeah, so there's that. And then the final thing I do is I just duplicate it, I make it a little bit bigger, and then I think I just give it like a little echo, like a shadow kind of, and then I can now put everything back. So there you go. I think that looks pretty accurate, low-key. I unfortunately could not find the swirl that I really wanted, so I had to improv by doing like a double, what do you call it? So in here, I have this liquid transition here. So it's this one, and what I did is I took out the white and then I put orange under it, and then I did it again, but I put white on top. So then doing that, I had to put this other liquid transition on top. So you can see here, there's also this side liquid transition, and that's because I needed to transition, like I need to cover it and then do the orange. It was such a weird process. I'm really bad at explaining it, but that's kind of what I did. That's great. I'm glad I finished that one. That was one of the harder ones, or the ones I was like less confident about. So what I want to do here is I want to go back to this cube, and I want to actually pre-compose everything within this cube because I want to do the slide down, because only that thing is sliding down. But like I said, I have to figure out where this transition ends. When I do this, then the shift Y down, I need to make sure it ends here. So I think it's going downwards. If you guys know how to use graphs, basically really funny, I think physics really helped me with this. I always think like the accelerating graphs are the ones where it's like, I always remember like you do an accelerating graph first and then a decelerating graph. From here to here, I think it is I don't know. Oh, that thing. Okay, so it's just a squeeze. Okay, that's not bad actually. That one is just the warp, which is luckily in, and we just do squeeze, which is pretty nice of me to do that, to be honest. So these ones are not really bad. I'm gonna keep doing some of the easy ones. I don't know if I just have the hard ones left though. Let's see. Okay, and then for here, now that we're done this one, I can do the motion tile again. Yeah, I'm like low-key remembering why I lost my mind all the time doing this. But it's still really fun. I'm gonna do some more off camera, but those were kind of the main transitions I wanted to show you. So I'll be back with some more progress and let you know how this goes. It's actually going really well. So I'll get back to you with the progress tomorrow. So good night, and I will see you guys in like a second. Alright, so it's been a couple of days now. I kind of just went ahead and finished the edit because looking into it, I was like, you know what? I really want to finish it. I really thought I was gonna go into this and be like, I actually don't know how to do anything. It ended up being not that bad, so I can finally show you the finished product. And that was kind of it. It turned out really well. I would say there were some things I had to improvise just because I didn't have those like overlays anymore. I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like me doing more edits, or if you guys even have any ideas of what I should edit, please let me know. I really miss the editing community. I think I'm gonna actually upload this edit on my own editing account just for fun. If anyone wants to see it, this is my editing account. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in another video. Probably will be just back to my vlogs. It's been a very hectic couple of weeks, so I probably will just go back to my normal vlogs. If you have any ideas for anything else, please let me know. And yeah, bye!